I want to give you a very powerful rundown of what people are not paying attention to at all. Animals go around circles all over the earth, everywhere, right? Thousands of videos have come out about this, right? Let me tell you something. In Australia in 2019, 550,000 cattle died like this, 80,000 horses and 2,000 camels. In Kansas, 500,000 cattle died like this, right, about 12 months ago or 18 months ago. 650,000 sheep died the same way in the Middle East. In Africa, listen to me very carefully now. In Africa, they found herds, right, with a couple of 100,000 animals running around circles, right? They found a herd with over 80,000 different animals, 5 different species, dropped dead, right? There are single animals going around circles as well. That's been filmed. Animals by themselves starts going around circle all by themselves, okay? Fish in 7 locations are going crazy the same way. You see this in Florida Keys, right? Okay, you see this in plenty of places. Are you paying attention to these things? Because the last time we know about this was the days of Noah. And these are facts, right? Consider something, right? Just consider. The biggest volcano ever in history was Tonga under the water. They've measured it as the biggest volcano in history, and it's affecting our ozone and just beginning to affect our ozone. You know, right, there's a national emergency in Iceland and people are already taking their eyes up there, but it's not stopped, right? The volcano up there is spilling like you got no idea from 7 locations. Yellowstone Park, cracking up right now in the geysers and major cracks. They're expecting this to be one of the biggest earthquakes or one of the biggest volcanoes in human history. That might just wipe out the whole of America. This is what they're saying, the experts. Hawaiian syndrome peer reports all over the world. Hospitals everywhere across the world, right, with people losing their magnetic pulse. Vertigo, exactly like the birds falling out the sky. Exactly like the animals falling over with vertigo. Some die, some don't. They get their bearings back. You see that with the birds. Some die, some get their bearings back. This is what we're seeing in Hawaiian syndrome. We're seeing people die and not come back, and people coming back with the same vertigo. This is what we're seeing. And what do they say? It's like a zombie or a zombie virus or a zombie apocalypse or a body snatching virus. This is what the peer reports say. People losing their magnetic fields, their pulse. All their pulses, all their senses, with the shaman changing the planet and magnetic pulse changing in such a way, the Earth's cracking up in Africa in half. Celiana's come up with 40 new islands, right? Tectonic plates moving all over the Earth. And explosions like this where 5-way glaciers, 3 brand new volcanoes just found under the 5-way glaciers and melted the corkscrew. They never thought the corkscrew would ever let go, but it just did, right? It just did. And are you paying attention to the superstorms the last 25 years? We've had 5 major superstorms that hasn't touched land. Look what happened with the tsunami, man. Do you know how many earthquakes and tsunamis been around Japan area? They've had tsunami after tsunami there, man. We've never seen nothing like this in history, right? The cameras are not on there. We have 12 countries that collapsed. We don't have the countries on there neither. We have 6 countries selling water for more than oil, right? Commodity running out all over the world. Countries collapsing everywhere with food and going into famine all over the world, right? You paying attention to these things? Because I'll tell you something that's funny. We lost 38% to 95% of our fauna, right, in nutritional value. We discovered that with animals around the earth, losing their nutritional value. The best fauna in the world is Australia, and it's lost 38% in nutritional value. But there's a location in the outback of Australia where the most powerful human beings live on earth with their auras that bear the right fruit. And for some reason, this one location and one location in Mayan jungles, right, with the same type of people, they create 10 times more fruit with 10 times more nutritional value, and they have 10 times better fauna than the rest of the world does because we spread that placebo effect. And the placebo effect goes in our DNA where our immune system collapses between 45 and 100% from stress. We have stress in every mental disorder and every DNA defects in 98.8%, 98.7% of the whole human population. 98.7% has got mental disorders and DNA defects going through the roof, taking drugs and can't cope in life and don't pay attention to it neither. They were told all this, that all these things are unfolding today, where we know the last 12 months, Youth's gone up, right? 38% in stress and drug pandemics and suicide rates, and violence 27%. We know 77% of children are born with massive global gene defects where they're hereditary genes from their parents because their parents are inverted. They're inverted, can't use their biosensors with the 27 senses. They were told that they're losing their biosensors and they're becoming more mental and more psychological into an evolutionary mutation. And they mutate in their body cells, getting younger every day, right, recorded by FDA. And their Y chromosome keeps evolving. But it's 2 different chromosomes. But they're trapped in 23 with dormancy in the 24th. Only 1.3% live in the 24th. And they can use 100% of their mind, while the rest can only 7 to 9 with a high IQ, trapped in consciousness, a mental event, a mental process, an illusion, and imagination, with the worst body cells going in corruption, collusion during the daytime, and can only be at night time getting younger all the day. And that's all the people that's gone involving into what they call an alien invasion. Because everything about AI started 300 years ago with an inversion, right? Inversion into the placebo effect in your own DNA on anti-clockwise, all by design in an evolution mutation with artificial intelligence and virtual reality. And people love the virtual reality. Look at every homotech baby. By the time they're 16, they disrespect their parents and think they're dinosaurs. They don't follow their ancestors in their DNA. They follow a system. They follow the AI, the evolution mutation in their mind, because they mutate when they go to school by design, with voices in mind from the tree of knowledge that controls them, and they've got no respect for the elderly, and elderly can't pick their kids up right. That's why they're all catfish all over the world with mimicking, right? They're not humans anymore. Take a look at the beautifications. Take a look at the platforms with beautifications and deceptions all over the world. Nearly every American uses these platforms to deceive people. Look at all the Trump videos and Elon Musk videos, right? It's all AI generated, right? People are making thousands of videos out there with Trump and Elon Musk as the heroes with AI generation, right? It's all artificial and virtual reality all over the world. It's their voices you listen to every day, right? With all these bullshit things, right? All by design through artificial mutation with an alien invasion. And you know what? Most Americans put up these platforms with every illusion mutation in their bloodline. They spread misinformation and lies and disinformation the most. With evolution mutation and AI, they use AI-generated tools to get attention. And they put that many platforms up with voices, right, that aren't even those people themselves and making those speeches. They're used by AI generation. And people's getting so mesmerized by this, they follow the platforms and share the videos that's been AI generated by idiots in this world that are not actually humans because they mutate. They depend on the alien invasion inside their mind, and they think they're very intelligent with a high IQ, right, designed like this and possessed by demons in their mind, declared all over the world, because their voice and mind's ultimate scientific extinction that creates all this, right? It's declared on DNA studies done, and DNA don't lie. We know 99% of, right, the world, and every Westerner on a social media platform lives in a 5 sense world mentally, right? They have psychosis, and they don't believe in it. They're trapped in their mind. They're not humans. They were declared posthumous states in 1999. They don't listen. They don't believe. So they keep mutating non-stop in their DNA, and every single thing that's happening right now across the world with DNA studies done, and bacteria collapse the immune system, and mental disorders and defects going through the roof at 95% today, every single thing unfolding right now is on every document in 1999. You didn't listen then, you don't listen now, and you don't believe in nothing but the voice in mind that shows you otherwise, because you're in a massive global delusional polarized state. You're artificial. You have instrumentation, and you're using virtual reality, and you've got no care factor. As you normalise was a mile yesterday non-stop and keep twisting about to suit yourself in your own comfort zone. You only believe the voice of the mind, and that's the greatest deception ever created, to put you in this mind trap and a soul trap. And you have amnesia. You can't use your biosensors. The third eye is a picture to your soul, right? The picture that tells 1,000 was the light bulb here. Dimensional thinking, remote you and telekinesis, mental telepathy, repairing your genes 24 hours a day, doing things beyond the mind, and also mastering your mind and using 100% of your mind, because it's thinking outside the mind, and from outside the mind you can master mind. Now you're trapped inside the mind in the skull, right? A mental event, a mental process, an illusion of imagination. You're trapped into it beyond the point of return in the majority. It is a demonic possession. It's an alien invasion, UAPs, dimensional fields. It has been the greatest deception ever created that controls more than 99% of the world, and they cannot get out of this because they won't cross over. But we teach with Book Freedom by Jeremy Givers and Win Up the Breathing program, but they don't listen. They're beyond the point of return.